Here's something nobody wants to admit. You have a lot of people around you, but you feel alone. You have friends, but they're not really friends. They don't call unless they need something. They don't check on you. They don't really care. And the worst part? You've been doing everything wrong. You've been trying so hard to make friends that you've been scaring the good ones away and attracting the fake ones like a magnet. But I'm about to show you something that's going to flip everything. A simple trick that actually works. And once you start doing this, real friends will start showing up in your life like magic. The kind who actually care. The kind who stay. So stop whatever you're doing and pay attention, because your lonely days are about to end. Step 1. Stop trying to be interesting. Be interested instead. Okay, here's your first big mistake. When you meet someone, you try really hard to be cool, to be funny, to be interesting. You talk about yourself, your stories, your life, your problems, your wins. You're trying to impress them, trying to make them think you're awesome. And you know what happens? They get bored. They smile and nod, but inside they're thinking, when can I leave? Because here's the truth nobody tells you. People don't become your friend because you're interesting. They become your friend because you make them feel interesting. Think about it. Who's your favorite person to talk to? It's the person who actually listens to you, who asks you questions, who cares about what you say, who makes you feel important. That's the secret. Stop performing. Stop trying to impress. Just be curious about them. Here's what you do next time you meet someone. Ask them questions. Real questions. Not the boring ones like, what do you do? Ask them things like, what's something you're excited about right now? Or, what's the best part of your day? Or, if you could do anything tomorrow, what would it be? Then, and this is the important part, actually listen. Don't wait for your turn to talk. Don't think about what you're going to say next. Just listen like their words are gold. Look at them. Nod. Ask follow-up questions. Say, tell me more about that. Or, how did that feel? Or, what happened next? Watch what happens. They light up, they smile, they lean in, they talk more, and at the end, they think, wow, I really like this person. But you barely said anything about yourself. That's the magic. You made them feel heard. You made them feel important, and people want to be around people who make them feel good. That's how real friendships start. Not with you being impressive, with you being interested. Step 2. Show up when it's hard, not just when it's fun. Here's the difference between fake friends and real friends. Fake friends show up for the party. Real friends show up for the breakdown. Most people only want to be around when things are good, when you're happy, when you're fun, when there's something in it for them. But the second things get hard, the second you're sad or stressed or going through something tough, they disappear like smoke. And here's the thing. If you want real friends, you have to be a real friend first. You can't just show up for the good times. You have to show up for the hard times too. Someone texts you, they're having a bad day. Don't just send a sad emoji, call them. Or text them something real like, I'm here if you want to talk, or what can I do to help? Someone's going through something hard. Check on them. Not once, multiple times. Send a message a week later saying, hey, just thinking about you. How are you doing today? Someone needs help moving. Someone needs a ride. Someone needs to vent. Show up. Even when it's not fun. Even when it's not easy. Even when you don't feel like it. Because here's what most people don't understand. Trust isn't built in the good times. Trust is built in the hard times. When someone sees you show up when things are ugly, when things are messy, when there's nothing in it for you, that's when they realize you're real. And real recognizes real. When you show up for people in the hard times, they remember. And they show up for you too. Fake friends want the highlight reel. Real friends want the behind the scenes. Be the friend who shows up behind the scenes, and you'll attract friends who do the same. Step 3. Stop keeping score. Oh man, this one is huge. Do you ever find yourself thinking things like, I texted them last time, so they should text me first this time? Or, I helped them move, so now they owe me? Or, I always reach out first? Why don't they reach out to me? If you're keeping score like that, you're killing your friendships before they even start. Real friendship isn't 50-50. It's not a business deal. It's not tit for tat. Sometimes you give 90 and they give 10. Sometimes they give 90 and you give 10. It balances out over time, but you're not watching the numbers. When you keep score, you become bitter. You become resentful. You start thinking, they don't care about me because they didn't do this one thing. But maybe they were busy. Maybe they were going through something. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they show love differently than you do. Here's the better way. Give without expecting anything back. Text first. Make plans first. Check in first. Do it because you want to, not because you're waiting for them to return the favor. Now, listen carefully. I'm not saying let people use you. I'm not saying give to people who never give back. I'm not saying be a doormat. What I'm saying is, stop counting every single thing. Stop keeping a spreadsheet in your head. Just give freely to people who also give freely. And how do you know if someone is a giver or a taker? You watch, over time. Not over one day or 1 week, over months. Does this person ever reach out? Ever check on you? Ever make plans? Ever show up? Ever ask how you're doing? If yes, even if it's not as much as you do, they're a real friend. Keep giving. If no, if it's always you and never them, then you quietly pull back. Not with anger, not with drama. Just quietly give your energy to people who give back. But the key is, stop counting every text, every call, every favor. Real friends don't keep score. They just show up for each other. Step 4. Be okay with awkward silence. Here's something that scares most people away from deep friendships. Silence. Those moments when nobody's talking, when the conversation stops, when it gets quiet. Most people panic. They think, oh no, this is awkward. I need to say something. Quick, say anything. Fill the silence. So they start talking about nothing, random stuff, meaningless words just to make noise. And you know what happens? The friendship stays surface level, because you never let it go deep. You keep it light and loud and busy. But real connection happens in the quiet moments. When you're just sitting together and nobody has to perform, nobody has to entertain, nobody has to fill every second with words. You're just there, together, comfortable. That's intimacy. That's real friendship. When you can sit in silence and it doesn't feel weird, it feels peaceful. So stop being scared of silence. Next time there's a pause in conversation, don't rush to fill it. Just breathe, smile, be present. Let the moment exist. Let the quiet be okay. And here's what's wild. When you're okay with silence, people relax around you. They feel safe. They don't have to perform either. They can just be themselves. And when people feel safe to just be themselves around you, that's when they become real friends. Because they're not pretending. They're not trying to impress you. They're just being real. Fake friends need constant noise and entertainment. Real friends are okay with quiet. Be the person who's okay with quiet, and you'll attract people who are okay with quiet too. Step 5. Share your real self, not your perfect self. This is the big one, the one most people get totally wrong. You think people will like you if you seem perfect, if you have it all together, if you never mess up, if you're always happy and successful and strong. So you wear a mask. You show people the highlight reel, the good stuff, the pretty stuff. You hide the mess, you hide the struggles, you hide the real you. And then you wonder why your friendships feel fake, why nobody really knows you, why you feel alone even when you're with people. It's because they don't know the real you. They only know the character you're playing. Real friendship happens when you take off the mask, when you show the mess, when you say, I'm struggling, or I messed up, or I don't have it all figured out. That's when people lean in. That's when they say, me too. That's when they realize you're human just like them. Think about who you feel closest to. It's not the person who seems perfect. It's the person who's real, who shares their failures, who admits when they're wrong, who shows their scars. So here's what you do. Start sharing the real stuff. Not with everyone, not right away. But when you're with someone and you feel that little nudge, to be honest, do it. Instead of saying, I'm fine, try, honestly, I'm having a rough week. Instead of pretending everything is perfect, say, I'm figuring things out as I go. You don't have to trauma dump. You don't have to overshare. Just be real. Be honest. Be human. And watch what happens. Some people will back away. They only wanted the perfect version of you. Let them go. They were never going to be real friends anyway. But some people will step closer. They'll share their real self too. They'll say, thank you for being honest. I feel the same way. And boom, you just made a real friend. Real friends don't connect over perfection. They connect over truth, over struggle, over being human together. Step 6. Protect your friendships like they're gold. Here's what nobody tells you. Making friends is hard, but keeping friends is even harder. Most people make a friend and then they just forget about them. They get busy. They stop reaching out. They assume the friendship will just stay strong on its own. But friendships are like plants. You have to water them. You have to give them sunlight. You have to take care of them, or they die. So if you have a real friend, someone who actually cares about you, protect that friendship. Make it a priority. Put in the work. Text them randomly just to say hi. Send them something funny that made you think of them. Remember their important days. Check in when you know they have something big happening. Make plans. Not someday, not eventually. Actually, make plans. Put it on the calendar. Make it happen. Call them. Not just text. Actually call. Hear their voice. Have a real conversation. Show up. To their events, to their celebrations, to their hard days. Show up. Because here's the truth. Good friends are rare. Really rare. Most people you meet will be surface level. They'll come and go. But when you find someone real, someone who actually cares, you hold on to them. You don't take them for granted. You don't assume they'll always be there. You show them they matter. You make them feel valued. You put in effort. And they do the same for you. That's how real friendships last. Not by accident, by intention, by choice, by effort. Pick one thing from this video. Just one. Maybe you'll start being interested instead of interesting. Maybe you'll show up for someone's hard time. Maybe you'll stop keeping score. Maybe you'll be okay with silence. Maybe you'll share your real self. Maybe you'll protect a friendship you already have. Pick one. Try it this week. And watch what happens. You'll start to feel less alone. You'll start to feel more connected. Real friends will start showing up. Not hundreds, not even dozens, but a few, a solid few who actually care. And that's all you need. You don't need a million friends. You need a few real ones. The kind who show up, the kind who stay, the kind who care. You deserve that. Now go make it happen. If this helped you, hit that subscribe button. One click. That's all. And go start building real friendships. The kind that actually last. You've got this.